I told y'all not to do this, not to get messy with the coworker. I know it sounds fun. I know if you're a book talk girly like me, you're very intrigued by it. It sounds great. You know, I get it. I do. I really relate. Sorry, this is something to take the edge off after a long week. However, if you do that, you could potentially be wrapped up in a countrywide scandal that goes significantly deeper than just an affair, but an entire company restructuring, lawsuits, and so much more. So, hi everyone, just a quick disclaimer, this is my morning coffee. I rarely use these wine glasses, so I have to use them at some point. And this 100% is a vibrate. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Hi, I rolled out of bed and had a wonderful little inkling of an idea. We are gonna talk about the Coldplay couples cam scandal because I don't think everyone's talking about the actual issues around this. Now, I wanna make this incredibly clear, huge disclaimer. This is not about ignoring an affair, okay? That's not what I'm doing. But I think we need to talk about the internal issues when it comes to a CEO messing around with HR and how this is bad. When I tell you this is probably a company's, like one of the company's big nightmares, is this an internal problem happening and broadcasted on social media? This is it. So we're going to be diving into this situation. I think all of the problems that are going to actually potentially happen when it comes to this, and just why I think people need to stop doing this. Like, oh my God, this is so awful. So before I hop into today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell button down below so you'll be notified of every single video I post. My TikTok, Instagram, everything, my second channel where I have tons of other content over there. You guys can definitely check it out. And you know what? Real quickly though, I do want to talk about today's sponsor because I think this is very beneficial for this video. So let's get into it. So you guys know I'm very adamant about being very honest about topics. We talk about anything and everything here on this channel. And one of those things is talking about sexual wellness and breaking the stigma. I think it's important to break the stigma so we all have healthy conversations. And that's why today I'm partnering with Bellesa. And we're actually doing a little bit of a giveaway, so stay tuned. Bellesa is a bi-woman company that has erotica, sex education, toys, and so much more. And today I want to talk about 4 items that I personally recommend if you guys are in the market to try something new. So first things first, let me introduce you to this one, AirVibe. So AirVibe has 5 different suction and vibration settings. It's waterproof and it utilizes their pressure wave technology. Now, if you want something that's a little bit more discreet, then this is the key vibe. I love this aspect because the remote control looks like a car, you know, a little car key fob. I think that's creative. It has a magnet so you can actually attach it to your underwear. It's discreet and fun. But if you're a beginner and you don't want something intimidating, then I want to recommend you the Luxe Mini Wand. This is a small but powerful one. It's incredibly straightforward. We have 5 different vibration speeds. We have an on button, a button to lower or increase the vibrations. It's waterproof, it's silicone, rechargeable, and like I said, very good for beginners. Now, if you're someone who wants to kind of step it up a little bit, then I'm going to tell you about the Flutter Wand. So the Flutter Wand offers 3 different actions. That's how I'll say it. We have multiple different flickering speeds, 5 different vibration speeds, and 1 suction setting. It's rechargeable, splash proof, and again, it's just adorable. Bellesa offers 100% discreet shipping and billing. They have an up to 2-year warranty, which is amazing if you're investing into something like this. And they have tons of reviews that speak for themselves. So if you want to try out Bellesa for yourself, you can go to the link in the description below or go to the pinned comment and enter into our giveaway where you can get a gift card or a toy for free. Everyone gets something, so don't forget to go to the link in the description below. Now let's get into today's video. Now, first things first, I want to give a little recap on what's even going on so y'all know what's happening. So I would love for you to think about the fact that there's people who will go to concerts, right? And I just want to put this out there. Going to a Coldplay concert, that's like married couple activities. That's like long-term relationships and married couples and the boring individuals like me. I'm kidding. People will go, and sometimes at like football games, at big events, sometimes there will be like the cameras that are panning around finding people in the crowd to put on like the Jumbotron, okay? I absolutely am crossing my fingers that will happen to me at a Royals game. Stay tuned to see if that does happen. Well, I want to show you the video though that started and sparked this entire conversation.
Yeah. Oh, look at these 2. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure.
Okay, so CEO was caught in an alleged affair. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no world where I think a man is gonna willingly put their arms around her and vice versa in that way to a slow song. I don't think that, I know you're supposed to say allegedly, that doesn't seem alleged anymore. That seems like just a reality. So that is the video that kind of sparked it all. Now, fun fact, this isn't just your everyday average couple. This is an incredibly rich man and a woman that is actually involved with HR of the same company. Yeah, now I just want to make this clear, okay? And I made like a funny little statement at the beginning of one of my videos months ago. Don't f your coworker. And I'm going to tell you right now, look me in the eyeballs, okay? If you've been there, I get it. I know there was one time where there was a guy when I was working with a lot of engineers, okay? And there was one, and don't get me wrong, he's kind of fine, and he's definitely older than me, and I thought about it, I really did. I broke free from the shackles of stupidity. I realized the proximity theory, and I went, oh my God, and if I cannot fuck my coworker, you cannot fuck your coworker, okay? So just making that clear, hopefully you can learn. All right, so Andy and Kristen are the two individuals that are in the video. Kristen is a chief people officer, astronomer. Now, one thing I wanna say is CEO, HR, that is the worst combination. I mean, it's such a bad combo, it's not even funny. I am never gonna condone affairs, but for some of y'all who wanna have an affair, you're dumb. You're so bad at it, because if you didn't react, no one would have said anything. Your wife probably, Andy, your wife probably would have saw, okay, Kristen, your husband would have probably seen it. Okay, that makes sense. It wouldn't have gotten this big. Ducking, getting on your knees and hiding. I'm sorry, but if you're gonna be that stupid as a CEO and an HR representative going out in public like that, you gotta know what's gonna happen. And with the world of social media, your ass is gonna get caught. You're gonna get caught. This is why you don't go out in public. Like you're bold as hell thinking that this is gonna, and you're shocked. So after this video came out, this like blew up on social media, okay? Like I have been seeing videos in and out talking about this, and it's been kind of funny. There have been lots of jokes. I've seen commenters that are like, may Andy's wife's bank account be thick as hell now. This divorce is gonna be messy, which honestly, yeah, because from what I have learned, Andy is married and so is Kristen. Yeah, that's really bad. So Andy is a very, very rich man, and his wife is about to be very, very comfortable, I think, if this divorce is gonna go through. There is no way that you can't get something out of this from this sheer amount of emotional distress that you're getting at. And Kristen is probably going to be jobless because who the hell's going to trust her in HR anymore? And for people who are like, wait a minute, but what if this isn't an affair? You mean to tell me that this couple who is snuggling up to each other like that, you don't think, who snuggles up with their coworker like that? One, regardless, that's a big HR violation, but the HR is in question, so that really doesn't matter. But there is no world of where that is appropriate ever. It's never. So I don't want to hear that bullshit in my comments. So apparently and allegedly there was a statement that was released that was from Andy acknowledging everything and apologizing to his wife and kids and the company. The company that he is running was coming out saying, look, this is actually a fake apology. No one said anything. So this is the statement from CEO Andy Byron. It says, I want to acknowledge the moment that's been circulating online and the disappointment it's caused. What was supposed to be a night of music and joy turned into a deeply personal mistake playing out on a very public stage. I want to sincerely apologize to my wife, my family, and the team at Astronomer. You deserve better from me as a partner and as a father and as a leader. This is not who I am or how I want to represent the company I helped build. I'm taking time to reflect, to take accountability, to figure out the next steps. Personally and professionally, I ask for privacy as I navigate that process. I also want to express how troubling it is that what should have been a private moment became public without my consent. I respect artists and entertainers, but I hope we can think more deeply about the impact of turning someone else's life into a spectacle. As a friend once sang, lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you, Andy. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of like, this makes sense of why this is fake, because there's no way a lawyer would be like, yeah, sure, let's post that. That's admitting way too much. And if you're gonna have potential divorce proceedings and other things that I'm gonna throw out there that I think are definitely realities for this company, oh no, you shut up and you listen to your lawyer. You do not step out like this. Yeah, so this is a $1.3 billion software like that. So this is an incredibly rich company. And apparently, Astronomer has actually told TMZ it was not a real statement and that they haven't actually said anything yet. The big meat and potatoes of what I want to actually talk about is how this is so much worse than an actual affair in terms of companies in general. So you guys know I make commentary on scams, companies, and so much more. And I think this is falling into a similar category of how I don't think people realize the severity of stuff like this and how bad this, and this is why the statement "don't f your coworker" is so real. And I don't get me wrong, have I read a book or two about the really, really hot mafia boss with like tattoos under his like dark suit and, you know, screwing on the table? Yes, I have, okay? And I thoroughly enjoy that. But in the real world, this is gonna get you into some serious problems. Let's talk about the marriage and how that's gonna be bad. From what I know about this kind of stuff, first of all, you're screwed, okay? If you are divorcing somebody now, this is public. There's not a lot of speculation now. Like if people at the office know, if this is everywhere, Andy is now going to have his wife know about this, his kids know about it, all of his friends and family are going to know about this. That woman is going to get so much money because the sheer amount of emotional distress that this is going to bring on to her and her family, I truly do not think that it's going to be difficult for her to actually get a hefty amount of something for compensation for all this shit that he has put on to everyone. Now for Kristen, oh yeah, she's done too. I don't really think that anyone's going to be wanting to be publicly humiliated this level, and I don't think anyone has that option. I think with affairs, some people, if it's private, have the opportunity to say, well, I mean, you did fuck somebody else in my bed, but like, I'll forgive you this one time. Then it's private. But this is so public. I don't think majority of people, even if they wanted to, would stay because of how humiliating this is and how many hundreds of thousands of eyes are on this situation. So the divorce is going to be messy regardless. Now, talking about the affair though in general, when it comes to Andy and Kristen, girl, they're not going to have like options after this. And between Kristen and Andy, and they know about each other's spouses and still got together, oh my God, your reputation as human beings is so screwed. It's one thing if somehow you had no idea about the wife, but you know about each other and still do it, you're done. Your reputation in the future of finding a person, getting married, dating is screwed. And 3, if there are kids involved with this, that is also another layer of public humiliation because these kids are going to be like, wow, oh my God, like my parents did not care. Now, I want to dive into the company side of this and the multiple avenues that this can get so incredibly messy for a company. So first things first, you have head of HR, which is supposed to be protecting the company. Let's be real here. Okay, a lot of HR's job is to, protect people, but protect the company. You screw the company publicly. Now you have to scramble to find an entire new person to replace this. But on top of that, the reputation of the company's security and well-being has been tanked now. No one is going to trust this company. Investors are not going to want to trust this company. Like people may want to back out or be really cautious, and shareholders even. Like this is something that is so bad. Not to mention that their reputation is incredibly tanked in my opinion, and it's going to take a very, very long time to actually rebuild because how can you trust investing into a company, working with a company, getting hired by one if their HR department is screwed? That's also, and from what I'm thinking, that's probably going to lead to an internal investigation because if it's her, is there anyone else? Like, was there anyone else that was aware of this that let this go? And another point I don't see a lot of people mentioning is the fact that I think this could open this company up to even more lawsuits because if you think about it, someone involved with HR who is also involved with like firing people, hiring, like that process of overseeing it, I feel like this company is going to have to go back like a very long time to look at terminations and go, damn, do we have a potential opening for a wrongful termination suit? Because if I'm sitting here on my couch having a lovely day thing, man, Astronomer, just randomly on one Wednesday. And I log on to TikTok and I go, you mean to tell me the CEO and a representation for HR are doing the dirty, bumping uglies, and I got fired? Are you dead at like the way that this can open up for anyone who's been terminated or anything of that matter? If they have been terminated for something similar, any kind of issues, do you know how many people could probably hit this company up and go, hey, guess what? Remember me? Yeah. So rules for thee, not for me. Okay, so we're gonna have some problems now. Like, I really think that this can either way open up to more controversy. I think people who are victims of this company, if they've had issues with HR, can speak out now because people are gonna believe it. Clearly there's some messiness. So I believe that this is gonna lead a company needing to literally go back in all of their files and see, and pretty much like they're sweating their balls off right now, waiting if anyone's gonna come forward and say, wait a minute, I got fired for the same thing that you guys are doing? Interesting. So that right there is really, really bad. 2, this kind of stuff definitely impacts the way that a company is perceived and if somebody wants to like invest. Because if a company is caught in scandal like this, I don't think a lot of people are just willingly going to want to invest, and especially if this adjusts their value, adjusts trust, like that kind of stuff with consumers is incredibly important. That impacts every aspect. Like no matter what anyone says, consumer perspective, consumers' involvement is going to literally make or break a company because that's just how it is. So if your value as a company and trust is tanking, first of all, your shareholders are going to lose a shit ton of money if that's the case, which is really bad for you. But on top of that, if you are looking for additional investors or projects, or you're working on something right now in the future, if you're a software, oh my God, the amount of people that are going to turn you down now, which then in return makes me wonder if there's going to be any issues in between Andy and also Kristen with the company. Because if they're going to get terminated, which I'm assuming more than likely that's what's going to happen with the both of them, actually a little less with Kristen, and I'll tell you in a second, then it kind of opens up to your actions led to us losing money. Could that potentially lead to a suit or something of that degree? Like how far can that go is what I'm wondering, because they're pretty much responsible for the serious impact of this entire company. Because had they not been put on the Jumbotron, had this not affair been shown, had they not have started this up, because I'm sure there's got to be some kind of rules saying, hey, don't do that, don't your coworker, this is going to lead to some serious downfall within the company, and they're going to have to take some time to actually build their way back up. And I'm sorry, but I can't get back the fact, Andy, you can anyone else. And this is, again, I don't condone affairs. I mean, I don't know. For me personally, as someone who has been cheated on, I think that you definitely should get hit by a Chevy Tahoe at full speed. That's just me though. But you couldn't, anyone else, you couldn't get freaky deaky with someone involved with your company. You got that bored, maybe go to therapy, something. You couldn't have said, you know what, let me go, I don't know, a bartender, someone randomly that's like fun. HR, like you got to be 5 different levels of stupid to do that. And this is why I say, like, you know what? There's a lot of people in positions that are incredibly stupid and undeserved. So if you see dumb people in positions of power, you can do anything, okay? Because this absolute idiot just screwed an entire company's reputation right now and is clearly not smart enough to have an affair, at least in the heavy on the parentheses smart way, and screwed a company. So apply for that job when you don't have all the requirements. You may be able to get it, because if this dumbass can be a CEO, you can be anything. Now, I want to also circle into another part that I think this could potentially lead. I don't know if you guys remember, but the Try Guys, this really reminded me of the Try Guys when I was thinking about this and how the affair with somebody involving their company. Now, there was conversations about power imbalance, and I really want to highlight that because I think that's definitely a valid concern. Unfortunately, we do see in companies and situations where there will be somebody who has significantly more power than another one, and there's an affair going on. And then there's the concern of, well, was it 100% consensual due to the power imbalance? And what is that looking like? And again, we don't fully know the story. We don't know what's going on here, but some people may feel inclined to agree to an affair or do something simply because of that power imbalance, because they don't want to be blacklisted, have a bad reputation, not be able to work anywhere else. So they agree to it. So I want to throw this out there that is 100% a valid concern. And again, I don't know the ins and outs of the relationship. I don't know what happened there, but this is also something that they're going to have to consider. And depending on what is said, depending on the evidence shown, depending on what's going on, this actually can lead to Andy having a hell of a lot more problems and getting kicked out. Kristen might actually have a different handling of this, and simply because she was technically a lower power, a lower level. And it is really, really awful, but there absolutely have been times where people have been like, damn it, like I really want this job. I have a good job. And there are people who have power that will threaten it and will weaponize it against you. And so therefore the opportunity of shit, in order for me to keep my job and my livelihood, I need to stay. That could potentially be something. Again, I have no idea. I don't know if there could be evidence to say otherwise. I don't know if that is true, but because that could be something that could show how bad this is they may treat Kristen a little bit more cautiously and have some lawyers reach out and investigate that. So I think long-term with a company like this is gonna be a very big problem, because you got to do a huge investigation on your entire HR, everything, what's going on, why. You got to be going through emails. You're probably looking at texts. You got to talk to lawyers. I can't even imagine the thick ass paycheck these lawyers are going to get, because they are going to have to go through everything to protect this company inside and out, because clearly someone was not protecting it regardless. Then I'm wondering if these people are going to get let go with, some lovely severance pack. Hey, you did screw us, but please shut up and go away, maybe. And then also having to rebuild the entire reputation and have a new HR department, because this is also making me concerned about people who are working for this company. What do they think about it? And also, are they trusting in this company anymore? Do they think they're going to be taken care of? Like, this is a severe problem that's happening in this. And this is why, these affairs aren't just affairs. They are negatively impacting everyone's workspace around them, because also, if they aren't bringing as much revenue, if they aren't having as many investors, this also could lead to layoffs potentially. This is why I talk about the domino effect, and I talk about the spider web, because one thing can create a chain reaction that can negatively impact everyone. If less people trust the company or the software, or they don't have a good handling on the situation, this could lead to less money, less production, a really shitty Q4, and people may get laid off or want to leave the company because they do not trust them and want to transfer somewhere else. So scandals like these are not just silly little, oh, I had an affair, that sucks, I'm getting divorced. It's wrong regardless, but it's so much deeper than that, because things like this, especially if someone is choosing to sleep with their coworker, it's not like you're working at the Waffle House and the line cook, okay? I don't condone that either. Don't do it. There's a world of people. There's billions of people, but it is bad when you get higher up, you have more going on, and you are representation of a company and its security. Because Astronomer, for example, is known as a data-driven product. If you go onto their website, it shows that Astronomer is the world's leading enterprises trust Astronomer. Astro eliminates undifferentiated toil for data teams so they can focus on making reliable data products. Reduced infrastructure complexity, reduce your infra footprint, lower your cloud bill, intelligent auto-scaling clusters, auto pipeline optimization, and 70% higher uptime than self-managed Airflow, accelerated development and operations, complete data ops visibility, and it shows examples of how they partner with Uber, Apple, Ford, pretty much what they did and how they integrated their program to just make their system better. It's a one platform for your entire data pipeline lifecycle. So I think any company works with data and has to understand data analytics is a big thing. When you're damaging your reputation like this, and when you have big high ticket business partners like this, they may want to transfer over, because if you have clients like Apple, Ford, etc., oh my God, that is so much money. So if you can't even have your own internal company under control, what makes any other company think that you're reliable enough to be partnered with, that your data is secure? Because if you can't secure a fucking affair, is your data secure? Now, I don't really know too much about this company and its ethics, and I'm not going to get into all of that, but this is why I do think that this scandal is not just a shocking wow thing on TikTok. This is so much deeper and is impacting the entire reputation for the rest of their life and how this is going to go down, because it's not every day that a CEO and someone involved with HR are having an affair and it gets, blasted on TikTok because of a Coldplay concert. Affair has happened, but not to this extent. Moral of the story: you feel like your coworker, doing it outside of work, okay? Don't shit in the hand that feeds you. Don't in the place that pays you. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Please don't. And this is a wonderful example of how this could be very, very detrimental to a company. I am assuming that this is going to take a very long time for this company to get their feet back on the ground, get stability, have a reputational fix, be able to even trust somebody running the position that Kristen was involved with. This is bad. I'm very interested to see how this company is going to actually officially respond. I still have yet to see any legitimate good response. Nothing from Annie, nothing from Kristen, nothing of that matter. Regardless, it is really sad because families have been very obviously impacted due to adults not being able to say, you know what, I'm going to divorce because I'm not happy. It's really unfortunate, but that is why I think this situation is incredibly alarming. So that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I thought this was very interesting to dive into the intricate aspects of this. So let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Don't forget to check out the sponsor of today's video and the link in the description below and pinned comment. And yeah, I am gonna go finish my coffee and I'll see you guys later. Bye.